Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Friday, December 10th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 676 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. AP Top Stories December 10th. AP, Smollett showed nothing as verdict is heard. The Green Lantern theory destroyed Jimmy Carter's presidency, now it's hitting Joe Biden. Matt Gaetz's extreme warning flipped back on him in scathing attack ad. Trump accuses Netanyahu of disloyalty, F him. Chief Justice John Roberts rejects request to block air travel mask mandate. Australian military switches from European to US helicopters. Trump-allied lawyer Rudy Giuliani baselessly claims that he has 900 death certificates on hand to prove that thousands of dead people voted in the election. Matt Gaetz and Steve Bannon said an army of patriots and shock troops should take over the government if Trump runs and wins in 2024. Delta plane diverted mid-flight after Air Marshal, flight attendant assaulted. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Former NFL star wide receiver Demaryius Thomas dies at age 33, CNN. Dozens killed in Mexico road accident as truck carrying more than 100 migrants crashes, CNN. Julian Assange can be extradited to the U.S., court rules, BBC News. A jury found Jussie Smollett guilty of falsely reporting a hate crime. Here's what comes next, CNN. South Africa says no signal of increased Omicron severity yet, Reuters. U.S. inflation likely surged to new record in November, Fox Business. Asian shares slip ahead of key U.S. inflation data, Reuters. Oppo teases its first foldable phone only to have it leaked right after, Android police. U.S. appeals court rejects Trump bid to withhold records on Capitol attack, Reuters. Biden faces vaccine mandate pushback from own party despite support of scientists, The Guardian. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. UK court opens door for WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange to be extradited to US. Colbert turns Fox News' latest whine into a taunting new chant. Brian Williams shares his biggest worry for America as he signs off from MSNBC. Fox News Christmas tree coverage gets the treatment in withering supercut. Former NFL star Demaryius Thomas found dead at 33. Jimmy Kimmel mocks Fox News for spinning Christmas tree fire into a hate crime. 53 migrants dead, 54 injured in truck crash in South Mexico. Daunte Wright's girlfriend recalls his death in emotional testimony at Kim Potter trial. Alec Baldwin shares letter from Rust crew members defending working conditions. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Investigation underway after 3 inmates found dead. Newly formed task force helps recover stolen cars. Armed robber casually walks into home. Citizen tip helps reunite dog with owner. $10,000 reward for prosecution of wolf poachers. Brazen carjacking attempt caught on camera. Woman found dead during well-being check. Superintendent substitute teaches Thursday. Bail bond owner accused of trading bail for sex. Paralyzed woman spreading cheer to fellow veterans. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Omicron wave heads for UK, but it's not clear how bad it'll be. CPI report expected to show fastest pace of inflation in 40 years. Eric Adams returns from Ghana, his spirit cleansed and to-do list full. Former DEA agent sentenced to 12 years in drug money scheme. UK court rules Julian Assange can be extradited to US. New virus restrictions in Britain worry businesses. As Murdov accepts Nobel, legacy of his Russian predecessors recedes. In Texas, panic over critical race theory extends to bookshelves. Elon Musk's latest innovation, troll philanthropy. Turkey's president follows his own advice even as economy slips. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. The best food gifts for every kind of eater. Gifts to get for people that are impossible to shop for. Lucille Ball's pal says Nicole Kidman embodied the late star in Antapas, being the Ricardos, she got her down. How to care for poinsettias, your guide to the Christmas flower. Will New York Times, Washington Post return Pulitzer for misleading Russia collusion stories? UK High Court overturns ruling, opens door for Assange to be extradited. Jussie Smollett guilty verdict casts new light on past support from Biden, Harris, other Dems. Arizona parents who fought school board president make pick for governor Antapas' race. Antapas, Earth Antapas, Black Box Antapas, installation will record climate change data for future generations, creators say. NYC won't surrender to BLM, rioters, incoming Mayor Adams warns. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Friday, December 10th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Peloton responds to that shocking death of a Sex and the City character in And Just Like That. U.S. government wins High Court's bid to overturn decision not to extradite Julian Assange. Family dodges speeding train after their motorbike gets stuck on tracks in Indonesia, video. PM clinging on amid bitter rose over no 10 party in flat refurb. Terrifying moment Brazilian girl, 13, is dragged underwater for 2 minutes. No tense plan C to fight Omicron could also limit care home visits before Christmas. Pup of coffee, sneaky dog is caught sipping owner's coffee when she leaves the room. Victory for Vicar fined 16,000 over illegal lockdown service. Police probe death of leading QC, 45, found dead at his Edinburgh home. Drink driver left her boyfriend for dead in road after he climbed onto her bonnet. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Taiwan loses another diplomatic partner as Nicaragua recognizes China. Boris Johnson's nightmare before Christmas. U.S. sanctions Liberia's ex-warlord and Senator Prince Johnson. Hungarian court declines challenge to primacy of EU law. Palestinians freed after hunger strikes have lifelong damage. Dear future generations, here's a black box that will chronicle the ravages of climate change. UK court permits Assange extradition to US on spying charges. German lawmakers debate first, partial vaccine mandate. British High Court rules in favor of US extradition of Julian Assange. She could have been Benin's first female president. Now she faces 20 years in prison. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Gerrard prepares for Liverpool return, weekend football countdown, live. COVID live, Israel extends travel ban over Omicron, German parliament debates healthcare vaccine mandate. It's time to embrace the darkness, how I got over my dread of winter. The week in wildlife, in pictures. Manhattan hotel reopens as homeless shelter despite protest from billionaire's row residents. Julian Assange can be extradited to U.S. to face espionage charges, court rules. Investing in Lego more lucrative than gold, study suggests. The 100 best female footballers in the world 2021. Experience, I'm a barber who hasn't had a haircut in 43 years. The arguments about abortion in the US are about one thing, controlling women. Rebecca Solnit. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. State exploring all options as COVID-19 cases, hospitalizations rise. UK court overturns denial of US request to extradite Assange. Pro Bowler, Super Bowl champ Demaryius Thomas dies at 33. UN, Afghanistan's economy is collapsing before our eyes. Trump slams Israel's Netanyahu for congratulating Biden. 54 migrants dead, 105 injured after vehicle overturns in Chiapas, Mexico, authorities. Court rejects Trump's efforts to keep records from January 6 panel. Senate passes bill that starts process of raising debt limit. Watch, eclipse brings rare darkness to Antarctica. Watch, Michigan Santa swaps his sleigh for a boat. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Mexico truck crash, at least 54 people killed as trailer overturns. Julian Assange can be extradited to the US, court rules. Taylor Swift to face trial in Shake It Off copyright case. Russia-Ukraine, Putin compares Donbas war zone to genocide. Matthew Hunt, killer of New Zealand policeman sentenced to life in jail. Nicaragua cuts ties with Taiwan in favor of Beijing. Mothers reborn, the surprising benefits of lifelike dolls. Margaret River bushfires, blazes force evacuations in Australia tourist region. Jussie Smollett, actor found guilty of lying about attack. The Nepalese children made to work in bars and clubs. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Climate activist Vanessa Naked reflects on 2021. What's the best way to remove ice from your windshield? Vinegar is not involved. This crocodile ancestor discovered in Wyoming shows how it became the predator it is today. On this day, December 10, 2009. Super Bowl champ Demaryius Thomas dies at age 33. Wisconsin facing lack of intensive care unit beds as cases rise, live COVID-19 updates. Ross does navigate legalized marijuana culture shift. Alec Baldwin's first public showings and shooting. Calder fire suspects, son converted firearm into a machine gun, district attorney says. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Prosecutors charge father and son suspected of starting Calder fire in the Sierra. 2 mountain lion kittens survive after 4 are found outside Thousand Oaks office building. Former East LA College dean is charged with embezzlement, misappropriation of funds. California regulators sign off on phase-out of new gas-powered lawn mowers, leaf blowers. New lawsuit alleges sexual battery by top UCLA doctor who ran student health center. Mom encouraged sucker punch during youth basketball game, prosecutors say. Who is Alberto Carvalho, LAUSD's new superintendent? Thieves make off with 40 guns in late-night smash and grab at Garden Grove shop. Former eBay chief, gubernatorial candidate Meg Whitman nominated to be ambassador to Kenya. California coronavirus cases rising, showing early signs of winter surge. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Friday, December 10th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Russia invading Ukraine would be worst since World War II, UK Armed Forces head. Police send girl, 14, back to parents who allegedly tried to sell her into marriage. U.S. Navy seized missiles, petroleum products from Iranian military. Austrians refusing COVID vaccine will face up to $4,000 fines. EU makes proposals to improve rights for gig workers. Around 28 million people across the bloc work for firms, such as Uber and Deliveroo, in a freelance capacity. The European Commission wants to give the workers the same level of protection as everyone else. Russia has 120,000 troops near border, says Ukrainian military. Kankan beaches get 1,500 strong military guard to protect tourists from drug gangs. Biden told team to be prepared for failed nuclear talks with Iran, Saki. Pool of blood, U.S. drone strike hits Syria family. Israel returns looted antiquities to Egypt. UK PM apologizes, aide resigns, as scandal over alleged Christmas party intensifies. CBC News. European Union governments agreed on Thursday for Croatia to join the bloc's passport-free Schengen travel area after Zagreb convinced Brussels that it was able to effectively manage its section of the bloc's external borders. 49 migrants dead, dozens hurt in truck crash in South Mexico. Nicaragua cuts ties with Taiwan, switches side to China. The next headlines are from Forbes. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange may be extradited to the U.S., London court rules. Stock market is overvalued and overpriced, what should investors do? Indonesia's Avia Avian pulls off Asia's largest paint IPO, paints promising future. River Plate star Alvarez becomes priority signing for FC Barcelona. Evergrande restructuring seen unavoidable after company officially called a defaulter. This week in XR, Meta opens Horizon Worlds, Epic's Metaverse City coming to Unreal Engine 5. Beijing Winter Olympics will use chartered flights to fly athletes in amid COVID-19 travel curbs. At least 53 people dead after truck carrying migrants crashes in Mexico. Uzbekistan seeks global partners to drive its solar and winds revolution. Hong Kong casino billionaire Pansy Ho Shuntak buys prime Singapore residential site for $408 million. The next headlines are from Nature.com. The power of genetic diversity in genome-wide association studies of lipids. Half of top cancer studies fail high-profile reproducibility effort. Why cannabis reeks of skunk. Nervous stomach, lab-grown organs clench like the real thing. Running of the bulls tramples the laws of crowd dynamics. Major cholesterol study reveals benefits of examining diverse populations. Snake escape, imported reptiles gobble an island's lizards. Malaria protection due to sickle hemoglobin depends on parasite genotype. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,750,135,742 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. BBC Studios appoints Martin Freeman as new Chief Operating Officer. Aishan Shukla Shirkoa Animation begins motion capture in France exclusive. Brian Williams uses final 11th hour to end era, sound alarm. Inside the Matrix Awakens, Epic Games releases a massive, playable free demo to showcase Unreal Engine 5. Halo trailer, see Master Chief in action in Paramount Plus video game adaptation. Remembering Lena Wertmüller, a trailblazer whose best films, like Seven Beauties, swept you away. Company review, a sublime revival of Stephen Sondheim's beloved musical. New movies to watch this week: West Side Story, Don't Look Up. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 feat trailer, Idris Elba debuts as Knuckles, battles Sonic and Tails. Commitment Hasan review, Turkish director Semih Kaplanoglu navigates cultural nuances of remorse and redemption. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. The United Nations says Afghanistan's economy is collapsing before our eyes. Ukrainian military is long on morale but short on weaponry. House Democrats are introducing a bill to overhaul the clemency process. Democrats struggles to sell Biden's agenda mirror past messaging rose. He had to raise menu prices 3 times this year to survive, as prices kept climbing. 53 people die in Mexico after the packed truck they were riding in crashed. This 19th century short story might help combat racism against refugees today. Jussie Smollett found guilty of lying to authorities in trial over his alleged attack. NYC Council okays measure that would allow legal non-citizens to vote in local elections. The following headlines are from The Week. How America's obsession with global democracy has led us astray. I, being the Ricardos I, and I, Don't Look Up, I, are comedies, so why aren't they fun? Robert Moses helped ruin Penn Station, he'd have made it easier to fix, too. Hacking the Constitution is a dangerous, bipartisan game. NASA launches mission to study black holes, violent celestial collisions. New York City gives non-citizens the right to vote in local elections. Senate passes bill that clears the way for debt ceiling increase. Parents of shooting victim file $100 million lawsuit against Oxford High staff, administrators. 49 migrants killed, dozens injured in truck crash in Mexico. Appeals court rejects Trump's attempt to block records from January 6 committee. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The EPA placed a Texas Superfund site on its national priorities list in 2018. Why is the health threat still unknown? The next headlines are from Universe Today. Hubble is fully operational once again. NASA's new asteroid impact monitoring system comes online. Company tests iodine thruster in space for the first time. Just look at the jaw-dropping detail of these storms on Jupiter. These are the news headlines for today, Friday, December 10th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. M87's jet has a double helix structure. Aries the ram on December evenings. Is the Oregon earthquake swarm tapering off? Comet Leonard to be closest to Earth December 12th. Gemini meteor shower 2021 peaks December 13th to 14th. The next news is from Politico. Hundreds of House districts are being redrawn. Here's who's winning and losing. Forced global studies suggest Omicron escapes vaccine immunity, but boosters show promise. John Kerry calls for investing trillions to get big emitters to quit polluting. Has Twitter warped politics? GOP escalates air wars over Biden's mega bill. McCarthy faces make-or-break moment with proxy voting case. Trump hater versus Washington insider, NC Republicans squabble over Senate seat. 17 ways COVID hit fast forward on the future. Welcome to Recovery Lab, the capstone issue. The long, frustrating quest for a smart wall. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Best of Cartoons, December 10, 2021. Conservative and fringe links behind QLD anti-mandate groups. Brisbane's equivalent to New York's Grand Central Station emerges. Hughes beats Smith to Melbourne Storm's top award. Queensland Health Minister says vaccine mandates will not lift. US wins appeal in UK over extradition of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. The Ashes 2021/22 first test, Root and Mallon bring England back to life in first test. Dozens of COVID cases linked to pub outbreaks amid spike in lead up to Christmas. When push comes to naught. Australian news live, NSW's Omicron outbreak rose, 4 suspected cases in Victoria, third day of first Ashes test continues in Brisbane. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Wall Street Journal, Senate Democrats expected to drop proposal to tax vaping. Europe markets, Daimler Truck rises on first day of trading, bucking weaker session for European stocks. Black people were being prescribed opioids as much as whites during the drug crisis, but media coverage told a different story. Kelley Blue Book, the 2022 Kia Sorento Hybrid is great for families and starts below $34,000. NerdWallet, how to diversify crypto investments. Next Avenue, dreams delayed or dashed by the pandemic, you can bounce back, here's how. Market snapshot, U.S. stock futures rise ahead of data expected to show biggest jump in consumer prices for decades. Crypto, here's how many Visa transactions can be completed using the energy to mine 1 Bitcoin. One country topped GoFundMe's list of most generous nations for the third year in a row, and it's not the U.S. Mackenzie Scott, billionaire philanthropist, won't reveal who got money in her latest round of giving. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Health innovation for all, the business standard. 5 best patent attorney in Nashville, TN, Kev's best. You got to know when to hold 'em, aristocrat loses patentability bid at full federal court, Lexology. Gree electric appliances of Zhuhai, won 5 awards at Nuremberg Invention Exhibition, MarketsScreener.com. Alfred Nobel biography, early life, education, inventions, Nobel Prize, quotes, and more facts, Jagran Josh. Living dangerously with descriptive marks, intellectual property, Indonesia, Mondak News alerts. Innovation at risk if AI cannot be an inventor, Fed, Circ, told, Law 360. Form 424B3 Rebus Holdings, Incorporated, StreetInsider.com. UTEP biomedical engineering professor named National Academy of Inventors Fellow, Newswise. Will the Supreme Court unravel the patent eligibility tangle, J.D. Supra. The next headlines are from Quartz. Biden Summit for Democracy. Why Africa feels let down by India's largest vaccine maker. An Indian H-1B holder's travails under the U.S. visa system. Payment banks' new status may not help in revenue growth. The Fed's tools won't curb pandemic-related inflation. Reddit users are taking up the cause of Kellogg's striking workers. Why are these companies supporting the Beijing Olympics if their governments won't? Block is Jack Dorsey's chance to build a tech conglomerate. There's a 4-step process to teaching empathy that every working parent should know. Should we trust what Pfizer tells us about its vaccine and Omicron? The following headlines are from TechDirt. An unplanned, ad hoc collaboration reveals the on-the-ground truth about China's internment camps for liars. US start to realize letting Elon Musk dictate global space rules might not be the brightest idea. UK government says Clearview owes it $23 million for violating privacy laws. YouTuber has 150 anime reviews and lets draws hit with copyright claims all at once. Disrupting spycraft, always-on surveillance is prompting massive changes in covert operations. Daily Deal, PlayStation Plus 5-year subscription stackable code bundle. Yet another study shows mainstream media is a key vector in spreading misinformation. FCC gets its first permanent female FCC boss ever. Controversial facial recognition company calls out Clearview, demands it ditch its database of 10 billion scraped images. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Iowa State basketball. Demarius Thomas. Willie Garson. Star Wars eclipse. Purdue basketball. Olivia Wilde. Pat McAfee. Vicky Kaushal. Evergrande. Game Awards 2021. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Harry Potter First Edition smashes auction record. Australia snubs EU arms producers again after submarine scandal. US-led coalition ends combat mission in Iraq. US wins Assange extradition appeal. NFL icon dead at age 33 after medical issue. Basketball mom could be jailed after ordering teenage daughter to attack rival, video. US inflation on brink of hitting 40-year high. Iran takes aim at US and UK over Beijing boycott. Ukraine responds to Russian claims about Kerch incident. Latino rights group wants to drop Latinx term. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Judge orders JPM to rehire trader wrongfully fired over spoofing scandal. UK suffered highest yearly increase in alcohol deaths on record during 2020 lockdown. EU members plan to bring back vaccine passport, require booster shots. Tech errors hit NHS COVID pass after being mandated for England venues. The UK has Europe's biggest unicorn stables. UK Health Secretary says unethical mandatory vaccination will not work. Critical race theory serves to usher in communist agenda in America, philosophy professor says. US successfully upgrades nuclear gravity bomb for modern battlefield. Schellenberger, why looting turned San Francisco into a ghost town. Beijing scrambles to hammer yuan, sets fixing at weakest on record versus estimates. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. The new U.S. nutrition aid strategy undermines Africa's hungriest. Inter-Rwandan dialogue is crucial for peace in the Great Lakes. New York to give non-citizens right to vote in local elections. Jailbreak epidemic hits Nigeria's overcrowded prisons. Secrets of South Korea's House of Horrors hidden in Australia. U.S. wins appeal over extradition of WikiLeaks founder Assange. Who are Taiwan's diplomatic allies? On Human Rights Day, Kashmir rights groups decry India crackdown. Remain in Mexico policy exposes migrants to horrific abuse. Dozens killed, thousands displaced in wave of Darfur violence. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Seattle socialist Kshama narrowly leads recall after latest ballot count. Biden's Massachusetts U.S. Attorney Rachel Rollins threatened to arrest reporters in angry tirade. Jussie Smollett will appeal guilty verdict, committed to clearing his name. Jussie Smollett convicted despite best efforts of former Michelle Obama aide. Hollywood celebrities who backed Jussie Smollett silent after guilty verdict. Breaking the news exclusive excerpt, Alex Marlow, Justice for Jussie, a media chronicle of a hate crime hoax. NAACP blamed Donald Trump for fake hate crime against Jussie Smollett. Al Sharpton, on Jussie Smollett in 2019, the guilty must face the maximum. CENTCOM Commander McKenzie, difficult to see ISIS-K and Al-Qaeda targets in Afghanistan. Democrat Rep. Henry Cooler's primary challenger receives more far-left endorsements. The next headlines are from UPI News. Michigan woman dreams of $25,000 lottery prize, wins $300,000 jackpot. Papers graded by T.A. Elon Musk in 1995 auctioned for $7,753. Oil-covered snowy owl rescued from recycling plant in Wisconsin. Watch, Tennessee trooper helps deliver baby on the interstate. Look, long-lost championship ring found by cleanup crew by Oregon Highway. Watch, 232 skiing Santas take to the slopes at Maine Resort. University of Central Missouri Mule Parade breaks Guinness World Record. Watch, bison on the loose in Illinois for 2 months caught on camera. 15-year-old becomes youngest graduate of University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Watch, sisters in their 70s meet for the first time, thanks to DNA test. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. Part 6 of 7, tall blondes and red-haired non-humans in Brazil. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Fun facts to celebrate first Nobel Prizes 120 years ago, youngest laureate, first woman, most wins, who declined? 60 visitors got snowed in at a UK pub for 3 days and loved it. Jet flown by United Airlines entirely powered by 100% plant-based fuel from cornstalk waste. Exercise increases the body's own cannabis-like substance which reduces chronic inflammation. Tom Brady FaceTimes with high school team after they dialed the wrong number. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Friday, December 10th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Thailand, employee blew up oil warehouse because she was angry at her boss. Microsoft tempts software pirates with 50% discount on Office. Person quits their job by hiring the Island Boys to film a cameo. Capitol rioter hopes they serve protein shakes in prison. Poop sleuths hunt for early signs of Omicron in sewage. U.S. government wants to know why the hell Tesla owners can play video games while driving now. Dozens of camels barred from Saudi beauty contest over Botox. It's just preventing democracy. Faith leaders call on Coons to support filibuster reform, voter protections. Woman delivered her own baby in car traveling at 60 miles per hour. Nicki Minaj labeled a dangerous criminal by husband Kenneth Petty's alleged attempted rape victim. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Meta's first metaverse app feels like a cheap Minecraft ripoff. Researchers somehow peered into a black box AI made for identifying molecules on exoplanets. Oil marketers, stay away from these 5 types of stock photos. Codifying humanity, why AI sucks at content moderation. Leaded gasoline was poisoning us for a century and the car industry knew. AirTags let you find your keys and help criminals steal your car. 5 cool fintech companies that happen to be hiring right now. How 1800 census screw-ups kickstarted America's computing industry. How to use a password manager and choose the right one for you. What we learned from Instagram heads Congress testimony. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Virtual conferences are better for the environment and more inclusive. Family dynamics can motivate and prevent talking about health. Mini jet found near Milky Way supermassive black hole. 2-year follow-up shows delaying umbilical cord clamping saves babies' lives. Dinosaur faces and feet may have popped with color. Super trees may help save Houston, and beyond. A beetle chemical defense gland offers clues about how complex organs evolve. Scientists solve the grass leaf conundrum. Machine learning decodes tremors of the universe. How plasma swirling around black holes can produce heat and light. The next headlines are from Information Week. Oz unveils private 5G service, validating enterprise use case. Outage and recovery, what comes next after Oz disruption? Will edge computing kill the cloud? This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Friday, December 10th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA selects education projects to help broaden STEM participation. NASA launches new mission to explore universe's most dramatic objects. NASA invites media to briefing on research launching to space station. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah Jazz respond to Anthony Edwards' criticisms of Rudy Gobert. They obviously don't watch enough basketball. The Triple Team, Jazz play best game of season and excellent team basketball in win versus Sixers. Mitchell, Gobert lead Jazz over 76ers for 6th straight win. Winter storm arrives in Utah, bringing snow to Salt Lake City. Utah football's TJ Pledger to enter NFL draft, but will play in Rose Bowl. Here are the 82 movies that will screen at the 2022 Sundance Film Festival. By women's volleyball loses to Purdue in 5 sets, fails to advance in NCAA tournament. Bagley cartoon, making a list. Election audit, Utah Lake makeover and Parley's Corey on behind the headlines. What is a gold IRA? Here are 5 companies that can help you grow your portfolio. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Cox discloses data breach after hacker impersonates support agent. Mercedes beats Tesla to hands-free driving on the Autobahn. Revisiting the Tsar Bomba nuclear test. Visa launches crypto consulting services. Tyson Foods to spend $1.3 billion to automate meat plants. NYC, facing housing crisis, targets illegal Airbnb owners. FDA clears AstraZeneca's COVID-19 antibody treatment for immunocompromised. F warns Chrome users, Manifest v3 is deceitful and threatening. Fall on walk from bed to desk is workplace accident, German court rules. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Fog Friday morning, afternoon sees high temps near 70. Endangered silver advisory issued for 78-year-old fluorescent man. Stepson of wounded Arnold officer follows in his footsteps, joins police force. Family displaced after fire destroys home in St. Louis County. Visitation held for fallen St. Louis County Detective Antonio Valentine. More than 100 students protest mask mandate across Rockwood School District. Co-workers win $1 million Powerball prize in Missouri. Here's how they split it. Man reported missing. Police find his car on Highway 370 in St. Louis County. Body found near I-64 in Chesterfield. Missouri woman convicted of killing snake breeder husband. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Sandag to consider per mile road usage tax Friday as part of regional plan. Man hurt in McDonald's parking lot shooting. Broncos great to Demaryius Thomas dead at 33. Late fall storm douses San Diego area with rain. TikTok star accused of double murder speaks to Fox 5 from jail. Mom charged for telling daughter to punch girl during basketball game. Encinitas moves forward with plan to relocate safe parking program for homeless. Video shows group scrambling after Ponga lands on Torrey Pines State Beach. Sheriff's deputies used force disproportionately against black residents, study finds. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. German weapons maker Rheinmetall unveils new robo-tank. Russia deploys Buk air defense system near Ukrainian border. Malian army receives newest Chinese mine-resistant vehicles. Polish F-16s intercepts Russian spy plane in international airspace. Ukraine moves Javelin missiles to frontline. Ukrspex Systems pitching its new camera system to equip surveillance aircraft. Indonesia takes delivery of 2 US-made Bell 505 helicopters. U.S. Navy commissions new guided missile destroyer Daniel Inouye. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Make China visible again, exploring rooms within China. As many as 127 journalists are behind bars in China and Hong Kong. The Best of China Stories 2021. Bad news, Beijing kids, tutoring is back, and it's free for everybody. China's top buzzwords and internet slang of 2021. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Friday, December 10th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Marin County businesses threatened with arson over COVID rules. Oakland School District extends COVID-19 vaccine requirement. Dine English, Johnny Donuts. Anti-vaccine group targets California's medical director. Mayor Breed extends parklet rebuild timeline for San Francisco restaurants. DNA match solves case of Contra Costa County waitress killed in 1996. Extra police presence is stopping crime in Union Square, SFPD. New audio technology coming to Alameda police body cameras. Bay Area braces for coldest night of the season. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Gunmen attack mosque in Nigeria's troubled north, killing 16. Palatine Commission split on revised plans for affordable apartments. Report, good pension news doesn't alleviate states' underlying financial pressures. New Elgin Symphony Orchestra CEO says he wants to reflect the city and people to have fun. Not new but more brazen, what's behind recent smash and grab robbery trend? Taiwan loses diplomatic ally Nicaragua to China. Minus Bukers, number 3 UConn shut down by Georgia Tech, 57-44. Grizzlies ride second half push to 108-95 win over Lakers. Spurs topple Nuggets 123-111, snapping 2-game skid. Fleury earns 500th win in Chicago's 2-0 win over Canadiens. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Seattle Council member Kshama Sawant pulls ahead in recall election. Amazon pledges $5 to help support ongoing construction of Seattle's new waterfront park. Seattle drivers spent more time in traffic this year than they did in 2020, but far less than before COVID. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in Italy. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Friday, December 10th in the Greenwich Mean Time time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. While record highs expected before Saturday's cold front. 49 migrants dead, 58 injured in truck crash in South Mexico. Veteran turns to TED after months of waiting for HOA to approve disability accommodation. Clerk recovering from attempted robbery left with bullet lodged in face, I have a lot of pain. Racist text from white students at East Bernard HS has black students afraid for their lives. HPD SWAT officer mistakenly leaves loaded rifle in Fiesta parking lot in Katy Cypress area. Disney's Bob Iger reflects on career spanning nearly 5 decades, delivers one last weather forecast. Fort Bend County confirms 3 Omicron COVID-19 cases in residents. HPD investigating after man found shot multiple times on Highway 288. Family says HPD should help pay for loved one's funeral after officers involved in autopsy. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. New UK mask rules start as Johnson under fire over parties. iCare Biotech lauds peripheral blood stem cell storage as future for adults. Taipei mayor warns of Nye event cancellation due to local infection. Al Unser, a 4-time winner of Indianapolis 500, dies at 82. Beijing gains relying on charters, temporary flights. Poirier, Oliveira aim to end memorable year with UFC belt. Al Unser, one of 4-time Indy 500 winners club, dies at 82. Blazers look to a more steady future after stormy start. Cowboys Bert grows as first Brit to coach full-time in NFL. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. New Yorkers grade de Blasio's performance as mayor. City Council votes to give CCRB power to self-initiate investigations into police misconduct. New York City Council passes bill granting local voting rights to legal permanent residents. Overwhelming in scale, public sounds off on Penn Station redevelopment plans. Extra, birds are real, claims birds aren't real jokesters. De Blasio's years-old ethics violations are once again under scrutiny, but will it matter? Incoming NYC schools Chancellor David Banks promises change is coming. Previously unseen behind-the-scenes photos of Sesame Street in the 1970s. The Met will remove Sackler family name from exhibit spaces over opioid crisis. New York Attorney General Letitia James drops out of governor's race. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. How vitamin-enriched foods can be the gateway to better long-term nutrition. Q&A, femicides, domestic violence and online violence have been exacerbated. Plastic trash in the ocean is a global problem, and the U.S. is the top source. Human Rights Day, rebuild trust, expand freedoms, restore equality. Afghanistan, political affairs chief has frank and useful exchanges with the Taliban. Climate change aggravating factor for terrorism, UN chief. Genocide remains a very real threat, Guterres warns. Persecution of parliamentarians reaches all-time high. ECW joins call to action on protection from gender-based violence in emergencies, global community urged to orange the world and end gender-based violence now. Vaccine hoarding will prolong COVID warns WHO, as agency mulls early Omicron data. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Big technicians diabolical 2 false scam. Israeli health official tells public to prepare for endless boosters. We will need to take the 4th shot, the 5th shot, the 6th shot and the 7th. TV show mysteriously deletes poll after vast majority oppose mandatory vaccination. Medical apartheid, Illinois Democrat introduces bill denying health insurance to the unvaccinated. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Court rejects Trump's efforts to keep records from 1/6 panel. Stop cuddling with your cat, misleading ad claims. Travis Scott says he was unaware of deaths until after show. Jussie Smollett convicted of staging attack, lying to police. Has anyone died from Omicron COVID-19 variant? In a first, Starbucks workers agree to union in Buffalo, NY. Did George the dog give his life to save 5 kids from 2 pit bulls? Chopin's last piano gets its 19th century features back. Reality TV's Josh Duggar convicted of child porn possession. Expelled Coast Guard cadet sues over policy banning parents. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Researchers studying whether mouthwashes can reduce viral load, COVID-19 transmission. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. London court rules Julian Assange should be extradited to the US. The COVID doc saving lives, in the ER and on Twitter. Does Ghislaine and Epstein photograph signal fresh legal danger for Prince Andrew? Why is NYC Mayor Eric Adams glued to this toxic PR guru? GOP braces for Trump to F-word up there Georgia hopes again. The Witcher Season 2's inexcusable lack of sex and Henry Cavill bathtub scenes. Being the Ricardos has got some splaining to do about Javier Bardem. Biden's Department of Justice grabs hold of another political third rail. It sure looks like Mike Pence saved democracy in America. The next headlines are from the New York Post. All the reasons why Buck Showalter is the right manager for these Mets. Frank Vogel after Lakers loss, too much casualness to our approach. Woman found dead after Queen's apartment fire. Former Broncos, Jets receiver Demaryius Thomas dies at age 33. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. How DART will help NASA combat doomsday asteroids. Techna's signature from Proxima Centauri, and why astronomers rejected it. Giant exoplanet found around most massive planet-hosting stars known. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. New FDA-approved eye drops may improve vision. Planet 10 times the size of Jupiter found orbiting pair of giant stars. California drought forces dire restrictions. South Africa hospitals not strained by Omicron cases. Special report, Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin launch into space. CEOs, scientists on whether current vaccines can fight Omicron. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. China sends lunar rover to investigate strange mystery house on far side of moon. 5 weird alien sightings in Colorado. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Preds last-minute goal keeps Isles winless at home. At least 53 killed, 54 hurt in Mexico cargo truck crash. Ballman, toilet brusher in Chenting Lake, Sweden wrests place names back from IKEA. Senator Ron Johnson says mouthwash kills coronavirus. George Floyd and Breonna Taylor sculptures up for auction at Sotheby's to benefit family-approved charities. Family of 2 student survivors of Michigan massacre sue school district, officials for not preventing it. Spirited community member warbles through COVID conspiracy Christmas song. High-profile defendants, like Jussie Smollett, taking the stand in their own defense may backfire. NY Attorney General Letitia James ends run for governor. The following headlines are from military.com. After years of delays, Congress prepares 2-year deadline for Pentagon to finish testing for forever chemicals. $2 in diesel stolen from U.S. Army base in Romania. The U.S. just ended combat in Iraq, but thousands of troops will stay put for now. A new program promises more pay and perks for sailors to stay at sea. Airmen have 5 days to get immunized after vaccine exemption is denied or they face punishment, Air Force says. Visit to a lost Central Intelligence Agency base in Afghanistan. Remains of U.S. soldier killed in Korean War identified. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Chicago cop relieved of police powers after woman, 29, found fatally shot in the Galewood neighborhood, police say. Jussie Smollett's conviction for orchestrating and reporting a phony hate crime punctuates actor's sudden downfall. Column, Jussie Smollett is guilty, good, let Chicagoans never speak of him again. Craft cannabis applicants fighting court injunction against new licenses in Illinois. No injuries during earlier SWAT situation at O'Hare International Airport, police. Corrections and clarifications. Prosecutors, grandfather, 71, fatally shot during 22-bullet barrage in Chinatown, an execution, says judge ordering no bail for man charged. Chicago streets and sanitation official among those charged in bank fraud scheme also allegedly tied to Alv, Patrick Daley Thompson. Skokie doctor charged with using veterinary catheters on human patients during fertility procedures. With carjackings on the rise, a survivor and the Cook County Sheriff call on automakers to help with vehicle tracing. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Atom laser creates reflective patterns similar to light. James Webb Space Telescope moved to meet its rocket. James Webb Space Telescope, a giant leap toward other Earths. 5 things to know about the James Webb Space Telescope. Australia fights bushfires in west, floods in east. City centers could lose $3 billion due to permanent changes caused by COVID-19, new study reveals. A step toward living biotherapeutics. Footprints show some 2-legged dinosaurs were agile. NASA Goddard helps ensure asteroid deflector hits target, predicts and will observe impact results. New study on work against sexual harassment in Indian higher education institutions. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Friday, December 10th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Investigating screen time's impact on the attention span. Top 10 cold weather animals and how they thrive. The strange sleeping habits of Homo sapiens. 20 best full-spectrum CBD gummies. Top 5 comfort foods to get you through the day. How humans survive the Ice Age. Animals can find their way home, but we aren't sure exactly how. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. UK economy barely grows as nation faces new restrictions. Salzburg Festival projects return to normal next summer. Jordan detects its first 2 cases of Omicron variant. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Horoscopes December 10, 2021, Kenneth Branagh, show your intelligence overtly by standing up for your beliefs. Word Game, December 10, 2021. Bridge, December 10, 2021. Ask Amy, they say I'm not allowed to impose my rules on their kids. Harriet Cole, it embarrasses me when she brings my lunch to work. Miss Manners, how do I teach my kid that speaking his mind can be rude? 5 best cheap essay writing services USA students like. Dear Abby, my wife says I cannot go to Hawaii with my ex. Bay Point man sentenced after child porn guilty plea. In AP interview, General says U.S. troops to remain in Iraq. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. UK court overturns denial of U.S. request to extradite Julian Assange. Truck crash kills 53 migrants in Mexico. Jussie Smollett tweets want Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Democrats. Alexander denies inciting violence on January 6 to special committee. Fox News lights new Christmas tree after first one raised in arson attack. Hispanic support for Republicans and Democrats evenly split, new poll says. Recall effort against Seattle socialist appears to fail. Elissa Slotkin mulls parental accountability bill after Michigan school shooting. GOP urges more domestic oil and gas production to offset Biden's tapping strategic petroleum reserve. Court rules Trump must give records to House January 6 committee. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Congress caves to Saudi Arabia on Yemen war. Your debt is someone else's asset. Israel killed up to 192 Palestinian civilians in May 2021 attacks on Gaza. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Friday, December 10, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 2 killed, 17-year-old boy among 9 wounded in citywide shootings Thursday. Pro Bowl receiver, Super Bowl champ Demaryius Thomas dies at 33. Horoscope for Friday, December 10, 2021. Jussie Smollett guilty of staging hate crime and lying about it. Marc-Andre Fleury earns 500th win as Blackhawks shut out Canadiens. Glenbrook South dazzles in dominant win at New Trier. Jussie Smollett is guilty. Now let's focus on the victims of real hate crimes. Off-duty Chicago police officer taken into custody after woman found fatally shot in Galewood home. Sometimes individuals just do evil things, prosecutor tells judges suspect appears in court for the killing of 71-year-old grandfather. Thursday's high school basketball scores. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Realm on why Poco may be reason it's not #1 brand in India. WHO warns of higher reinfection risk from Omicron variant. Vicky, Katrina expected to reach their Juhu love nest tonight. Quick edit, have we seen the last of MSP politics? Man carries ailing mother to hospital in vegetable crate. Use Chrome, Google wants you to use these 12 extensions. My father was a hero and my biggest motivator. COVID letter, the COVID pills versus Omicron. Ashes, first test, Root, Malin lead England's fight back on day 3. Must give him a smiling send-off, Brig Litter's wife says. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Friday, December 10, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Things to do, read Lived Through That 90s Musicians Today by Mike Hipple. Struggling Seahawks come to NRG Stadium for Week 14. Review, Being the Ricardos. Things to do, the best things to eat and drink in Houston this weekend. Rodeo Houston 2022 continues its reveal. Houston's 2021 Christmas Eve and Christmas Day Dining Guide. Things to do, Kahlo and the Electric Joint at Continental Club. Things to do, upcoming food and drink events in Houston this December. Things to do, experience a candlelight Christmas with Houston Chamber Choir. Houston Texans waive LB Zach Cunningham. The next headlines are about world records making news. Swimming World December 2021 presents, up-and-comers, Cavalier Aquatics Thomas Heilman, Swimming World Magazine. Harry Potter First Edition sells for world record price, FM 104. Flying Without Wings, the world's fastest trains, CNN. Exeter man smashes quirky Guinness World Record attempt, Devon Live. Braving pirates and piranhas, the 67-year-old swimming the world's most dangerous rivers, CNN. What does it take to set a world record for the largest parade of ridden mules? It's no small task. Audio, MissouriNet.com. UAE, 7-year-old Indian expat creates 2 world records in English and Arabic, the Ziyasit Daily. Young maths genius breaks world record, Kent Online. Dutchess County home holds world record for most holiday lights, NBC New York. This massive pot brownie just broke a world record, mashed. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Julian Assange can be extradited to US after new UK court ruling. The first trailer for the Halo TV show is here to start the fight. German court rules man who broke his back walking from bed to home office had a workplace accident. Sonic the Hedgehog 2's first trailer is here to knock the rings out of you. Sundance 2022 is coming, and we cannot wait to watch these 19 genre movies. Facebook's political ad promises mostly miss the mark, study shows. Eager to woo subscribers, Peacock to stream Universal movies after 45 days in theaters. Netflix bids sayonara to Cowboy Bebop, which has been cancelled. Best Buy pulls TCL's Google TVs from online store. Space agencies are tracking 2 explorers en route to Antarctica's pole of inaccessibility. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Marble Bar in Australia at 111.92 degrees Fahrenheit or 44.4 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Delayangyr in Russia at minus 70.24 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 56.8 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Zero-day in ubiquitous Log4j tool poses a grave threat to the Internet. The Matrix Awakens is 2021's must-play flex of current-gen console power. Shkreli's infamous price gouging scheme finally shut down in $40 in settlement. Why F1's switch from 13-inch to 18-inch tires is important. Try again. Google releases tablet-focused Android 12L beta for select devices. Activision Blizzard workers announce open-ended strike and union drive. Jason Statham does what he does best in Operation Fortune, Bruce Dare trailer. FDA authorizes boosters for ages 16 and 17 ahead of holidays, Omicron, updated. Hospital beds full, National Guard deployed amid crushing Delta wave. Smart home tech is thriving right now. The following headlines are from Raw Story. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange can be extradited to the U.S., London court rules. James Carville calls on Dems to start hitting hard against white trash GOP extremists in Congress. Trump's only out in New York fraud probe will be pleading the fifth, MSNBC legal analyst. Revealed, Trump media company merger preceded by particularly abnormal trading frenzy. Not what the founders wrote, Fox host fumes after Biden says all women and men are equal at the Democracy Summit. Trump profanely unloads on former ally Netanyahu for recognizing Biden's win in new interview. The evidence about Trump allies' dark scheme to overthrow democracy is piling up. Trump snitched on himself in NY fraud probe, which could ruin him financially, MSNBC legal analyst. Texas judge blocks toughest abortion law in the nation as unconstitutional. Another self-created problem, CNN reporter explains how Trump is bungling his legal challenges. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. I was sexually harassed by a coworker. My boss let my harasser stay to keep an eye on him. Sure looks like Donald Trump is gonna lose the light bulb war. The staff of Mother Jones is very divided over COVID capitalization. Help. Appeals court rules Trump must turn over documents to January 6 committee. Baristas in Buffalo just formed the first Starbucks union in the United States. Just shut up and testify already, Mark Meadows. Who poured $1 billion into Trump's media empire? We might never know. South Africa's white rhino ranchers face an uncertain future. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Do portfolios have a UAP risk? Financial Times. Why astronomers rejected the technosignature from Proxima Centauri? Astronomy magazine. The death metal band Omicron was named well before the coronavirus variant, NPR. NASA's new Space Telescope and its Search for Extraterrestrial Life podcast, The Guardian. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. What is neuroeducation? Observatory of Educational Innovation. Medical Genetics Cancer and Development Seminar Series, Gazette. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. How immortal hydras regenerate severed heads, ZME Science. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Friday, December 10th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Pentagon UFO Rapid Response Teams ordered up by Congress. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Friday, December 10th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News8. All rights reserved.